So some crazy things happened today in the world because Iran rejected a ceasefire plan that the US gave to them. And an Iranian official even said that Iran will end the war when it decides to do so and when its own conditions are met. So from the looks of it, it looks like Iran is the one who wants to continue the war, right? But let's analyze this a little bit. Because Iran and the US have been talking actually, yes, but they haven't been talking directly, no. They've been talking because of Pakistan. Because Iran and the US refuse to talk to each other directly because they're at war and everything, right? But the one country that's actually close to both Iran and the US is Pakistan. So Pakistan was like, okay, you know what? We're gonna handle the negotiations. You guys can give us the message and we're gonna give it to the other side. So it started with the Trump administration having a 15-point ceasefire proposal and they sent it to Iran. And some of the points in the 15-point proposal is reopening the Strait of Hormuz, stop funding armed groups like Hezbollah, limiting its ballistic missiles, and basically reducing weapons that Iran has, plus rolling back their nuclear program and give up the uranium enrichment and other activities that could lead to a nuclear weapon, and for Iran to accept being monitored by people who make sure that Iran doesn't make a nuclear weapon. So Iran saw that and they were like, no, that's not gonna happen. But instead, Iran gave the US a 5-point counterproposal. So basically, Iran was like, you know what? Okay, we'll end the war if you accept our proposal. That's what Iran proposed. First, stop killing Iranian leaders. 2, guarantee that Iran will never be attacked again. And they want a formal promise that no country will ever launch a war against Iran. 3, which is actually a big one, Iran wants the US to pay reparations. So basically, because the US attacked Iran and they destroyed so many things in it, Iran wants money from the US because of all the things that got destroyed. We'll talk about why the US will never accept something like that, but let's go to the 4th point, which is ending all hostilities immediately, and 5 is recognizing Iran's sovereignty over the Strait of Hormuz, which means that Iran doesn't want to just control the Strait of Hormuz temporarily. No, they want to own it. It's going to be like, oh, the Strait of Hormuz is Iran's and no one else's, and Iran can do whatever it wants with it. But thing is, guys, the White House would, 1, never agree on paying reparations. That's not how they work. And 2, they will also not agree on letting Iran do whatever they want with the Strait of Hormuz. So by the look of it, the US will never agree on something like that. So it looks like a ceasefire is not gonna happen. But according to what Trump said, Iran is negotiating and wants to make a deal so badly.
We're winning so big, nobody's ever seen anything like we're doing in the Middle East with Iran. And they are negotiating, by the way, and they want to make a deal so badly, but they're afraid to say it.
But you know what, guys? We've seen Trump talk about this war, right? We've seen him say that he's won like a billion times already. And the war is still continuing, and now they want to negotiate. We actually saw Trump saying a few days ago that he will not negotiate with Iran. Yeah, he actually said that. And then a few days later, he was like, oh, we're actually negotiating. It's like 2 different personalities, 2 different Trumps. And even yesterday, Trump said that Iran gave him a gift, right? So I don't know if we should believe Trump saying that Iran wants a deal badly. I don't know. Maybe he's right. Maybe they're actually negotiating and Iran wants to make a deal. Or maybe Trump is just saying that to make himself look good. Especially that when it looks like the war is ending, the stock market goes up, people make more money, Trump's friends are happy, right? But if it looks like the war is going to take longer, the stock markets go down and it looks bad to Trump. But let's go back to Iran, because what's even weirder is that Iran's military said that you're negotiating with yourselves. They were talking about the US. So who do we believe here? No idea. But again, why would Iran say that no, we're not negotiating if they are negotiating, right? Like, we know the reason that Trump said that Iran is negotiating, so that people think that the war is going to end soon, so that the stock market does better. Or maybe there are other reasons, right? But there is no reason for Iran to say that they're not negotiating. Like, seriously, if someone is negotiating, they'd be like, yeah, I'm negotiating. I want to end this war. But Iran is saying that, no, we're not negotiating. So right now, this is a he said, she said situation. And no idea who to believe. But also something else that's surprising happened today, because there is one country that Iran all of a sudden liked. Iran actually likes that country so much that they let them use the Strait of Hormuz now, like for free. But what is this country? It's Spain. But why? What's the story? So ever since the start of the war, Spain has not been with the US regarding this war. Back when the war just started, the US actually wanted to use Spain's military bases, but Spain was like, no. And they didn't even apologize about it. They were just like, no. And we know Trump, right? Trump doesn't like to get rejected because Trump actually called Spain losers, right? We know Trump. Iran has been seeing what Spain has been doing lately in the war, and they were like, you know what? Spain is nice. Spain has been nice to us. So 2 days ago, actually, Iran made an announcement and said that Iran allows the Kingdom of Spain to use the Strait of Hormuz with complete freedom without restrictions or barrier at all, right? So that's a pretty nice gift. And then after that, Pedro Sanchez, Spain's prime minister, actually declared the war absurd, illegal, and cruel. So even though the US and Spain are both in NATO, so technically they're allies, right? They're helping each other, but when it comes to this war, no, they're not on the same side. Iran likes Spain now, and they let them use the Strait of Hormuz for free, but we don't know what Trump is gonna do, because remember in the beginning of the war, Trump actually threatened Spain and said that we're not gonna be trading with Spain anymore, which technically he couldn't because he made a deal with all the EU and Spain is in the EU, so Trump can't really block trading to Spain. But still, we will see what punishments Trump will put on Spain, because again, we know Trump, we know he's gonna punish Spain, or he's gonna say something about Spain like in the next few weeks. We will see it. We got our daily update about what happened in the war, right? Now let's talk about a crazy story that happened because of social media. Because a 20-year-old girl sued social media companies and she actually got $3 million. Yeah, at least $3 million. The story is kind of wild, guys. The story starts with a 20-year-old girl named Kaylee, right? And Kaylee actually sued 4 social media companies. She sued Meta, Google, YouTube, and Snapchat. But why? Well, she said that the social media companies designed their apps to be addictive for kids. But she's 20, right? Well, she actually said that she started using YouTube when she was only 6 years old, and she started using Instagram when she was 9. And she said that ever since she was young, she'd spend hours and hours every day on social media, which is not only you, Kaylee. Like, honestly, like, half of the world is doing that, right? But she said when she was 10, she'd spend hours every day on social media, and some days even reached up to 16 hours a day. Imagine that, 16 hours, and then you sleep 8 hours. That's your whole day just on Instagram. That's basically what she said. And she said that because she used social media a lot, she's been diagnosed with depression, anxiety, and body dysmorphia. And because of that, she was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm gonna sue those companies because those companies are the ones who made those apps addictive. And that's why I'm using the app all the time. And she sued them. And usually I'd be talking about this story as something silly, right? Like, oh, you're suing social media companies because you use it too much, which, as I told you, a lot of people do, right? Well, not this time, because she actually won the lawsuit. Because first of all, I told you she sued 4 companies, right? Meta, which makes Instagram and Facebook, and then YouTube, Snap, and TikTok. TikTok and Snapchat actually made a deal outside of court. They were like, you know what? We don't want the headache of the lawsuits and whatever. So they made a deal, and apparently she got paid by those companies like a certain amount of money. We don't know how much she got paid, but she got paid by Snap and TikTok before the lawsuit even started. So 2 companies settled, right? Well, we still have Meta and YouTube, and those 2 didn't settle. They were like, you know what? We have our lawyers, we're good, we're gonna go to court. But guys, it did not last well for them, because apparently the trial lasted 7 weeks, and some powerful people actually took stand, like Mark Zuckerberg and Adam Mosseri, who's the CEO of Instagram. And in the end, the jury actually decided that the social media companies are the ones to blame. And now the social media companies like Meta and YouTube will pay $3 million for Kaylee, and then $3 million to punish the companies. Like, so basically they're going to get punished and just pay the $3 million. I have no idea where that money is going to go. And then $3 million are just going to Kaylee. But apparently it's not going to be the same split, because Meta is paying for 70% of all of this, and YouTube is only paying for 30% because Meta did a worse job, I guess. I don't know. But thing is, guys, issue is a lot of people actually sued Meta and YouTube and social media companies because of addiction, right? Kaylee's not the first one, but what's going to happen to the other lawsuits? Are they all going to win it? Are they all going to get $3 million? And what's next? Are more people going to sue because, well, Kaylee won, right? What's going to happen to the rest of them? Like, will people see this and be like, you know what? Let's sue the social media companies. Might as well. It's a free $3 million. It's not really free, right? Like, I was exaggerating, but still, it's crazy. But thing is, the social media companies will not stay silent. They actually will appeal this lawsuit. They said that no, we do not accept what happened. We're going to appeal it. So who knows if Kaylee's going to even get her money, because sometimes the appeals take so long, like weeks, months, years, no idea. But the fact that social media companies actually lost is crazy. It's something that we've never seen before, and maybe it will make for a big change in the future. Who knows? But let's be honest with each other for a little bit, right? We know how addictive social media companies are, right? Or social media apps are. Like, we go on TikTok and then we go on Instagram and then we go back on TikTok, right? Not realizing what we're doing. It's just an addiction at this point. It's not like, oh, we're doing it without realizing. No, the apps, or the people who made the apps created them knowing that people will just scroll and scroll, and they're making it easier for people to scroll. But you know what? I want to get your opinion. What do you guys think? Who are you siding with here? The social media companies or Kaylee? Let me know. And that's it for today, guys. That's all for the video. And again, if you want me to talk about any other topics that I haven't talked about in this video, let me know in the comments. I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow.